This review copy of This Is the Police 2 has been provided by Weppy Studios and THQ Nordic. Thanks a lot, guys.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Better stop, Ryan. Coming for you. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Cops is filmed on location with the men and women of law enforcement. All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Geez, that looks like a whole lot of fun, doesn't it? And, I was really hoping that's what I'd get, Cops the video game. I expected a little bit of, procedural stuff, like some NYPD Blue or maybe some NCIS, but what I got, it wasn't quite that. Now, if you're looking at the stuff on the screen, you'll see what appears to be a tactical RPG shooter sort of deal, and it's fun. This is one of several game modes that This Is the Police 2 has to offer, and a lot of them are really, really entertaining. But it's important to note that this is not a tactical RPG. Not really. This is a very small part of what This Is the Police 2 is, and the vast majority of the time that you're playing this game, you're not going to be playing the active tactical sort of game, and when you do, it's going to be very, very rough. I don't believe that I have successfully completed a single one of the tactical missions without losing half of my squad, like dead cops everywhere, and it's pretty annoying. As fun as that is, This Is the Police 2 is primarily a sort of a pseudo-management game, right? You've got your town, you've got your cops, you've got calls that come in, and you have to respond to them with certain cops, and the amount of professionalism they have and skills they have determine whether or not they're going to be capable of actually completing the mission. The problem with that is that this game is really, really, really arbitrary in the skills and stats that they get, and these people don't show up to work half the time, or they're coming drunk. I've had more DUIs and drunken crashes with my cops than I've ever seen on the local, deadbeat blotter. So, it's fun. This is fun. This is great fun. This over management sort of deal, and I think that this would make an amazing sort of like mobile game. Put it on a tablet, put it on a phone. It would be great, but all sorts of fun. The downside is that I'd say that if you were looking at a pie chart or a percentage of the game, like how much of this game is actually a game and how much of this game is really, 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 really boring, I'd say that about 15% of this game is actually game, and 85% is really, 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 really boring. Or maybe 70% is really, 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 really boring, and 15% is absolute, utter, unmitigated frustration, irritation, and consternation at the absolute random nature of how it treats you and how it treats your officers and your department as a whole. And that's just talking about the gameplay, right? If we're talking about the game as a whole, which includes the excessive, poorly written, sort of pseudo-noir, pseudo-pulp novella that this game basically is, then we're talking, I don't know, we're talking 99% bored. To be perfectly honest, I played this game for very nearly an hour, and I do the air quotes here. I played this game for very nearly an hour before I ever actually played this game, because this game is so full of exposition, and not very good exposition either. It's like it's trying to be a crime novel, it's trying to be a mystery novel, and it makes a lot of callbacks to This is The Police 1,
That's
which admittedly
Everybody
I
back
did
to
not
work.
play and I don't know the backstory. But it makes a lot of these callbacks that are not really accessible unless you have actually played the game before. And if you have patience, you could probably enjoy it. But I mean, the art style is unique. It's very artsy. The music is spectacular. The audio is spectacular when it comes to that. But the story itself, it's not animated. Sometimes it's animated, but usually it's not, right? It's mostly done in, I want to say, a graphical novel format, but then I want to say no, because that would be taking away too much from decent graphic novels, right? I want to say it's more of a storyboard format, and that's not in and of itself bad, right? If it were sporadic, if it were sparse, if it were only every once in a while you would pop up with something, then that would be great. But these cutscenes, and I use that term very lightly, are so long and slow and poorly written and poorly acted, and it's bad. The characters do not behave in any way that strikes you as even close to normal behavior, right? They don't act natural. They don't act human. One specific example would be the main character, quote unquote protagonist, "Why am I here?" speech, or the protagonist getting the hell beat out of him with a gun pressed to his head by a cop who had, with zero evidence whatsoever that he was involved with any crimes, immediately decided that he was a heroin smuggler. Okay, the sheriff of the small town that you are in right now is a woman, because the previous sheriff just died and she inherited the job or something. I'm not sure how that's supposed to work. Maybe she was assistant sheriff or something, but you know, she is the most self-deprecating, and not in a fun way. She's the most self-deprecating character I have ever seen in my life in any sort of fiction, and every single person around her treats her like she's nothing. She's not even a figurehead. I mean, the title is there, but the strength and the power and the authority is not. And it feels like this was written from the standpoint of a middle school kid who is trying to speak out against sexism and misogyny by writing characters who he thought were sexist, misogynist, without any actual experience of meeting any of these sort of people at all. So it was kind of like writing about the boogeyman that you think you know without having any actual knowledge. That's what it feels like. And I mean, this constant dumping on the character is just really not fun. Overall, this game artistically is fine. Pulp Fiction wise, it's okay, I guess, but the game drags on, just like this review is doing. And this is actually a stylistic choice, just like their game. I am dragging this on for quite a bit because I'm trying to bring to you the understanding that this game is not really a game. It is a pulp novella with some game elements. Game elements which by themselves would be absolutely fantastic. If you took away the underlying story here, this deep, fleshed out nonsense garbage of a story, and you replaced it with a generic, you're a corrupt cop and you're in bed with the mafia and you have to do this, and this to survive, while at the same time maintaining a certain level of loyalty to the mob, while maintaining a certain level of legality in the police department, then, you know, that would be pretty awesome. But when you try to add all these layers, and you try to add, you know, this extra stuff, it adds a lot of clunkiness to the game. It's not really fun. Would I recommend this game? In its current state, no. In its current state, I would not recommend this game. But if they were to strip it down and to make it accessible on a mobile device, I would play the hell out of the management portion of this game, even the tactical portion of this game. And I don't even really feel like going into any of the details of the tactical portion of the game because it's just not fun getting to it. So, I mean, that's all I can tell you. Sorry, guys. Ultimately, I would have to give this game maybe 2 clangs at best, and that's purely for the minimal gameplay and amazing musical direction, not for the overall game itself. The rest of it just really drags it down. But anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate your time and attention. Have a good one. Thanks again for watching this review. For more interesting, entertaining, and informational content, please check out the other videos on our YouTube channel. Also check out our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/CrossForgeGaming.